What I have here is two watches, one of them from a micro brand and the other one from a larger, well-known brand. This is my first time opening them. As you can see, they're in boxes from the shipping facility. We'll start with the smaller package here, see what's inside. This is a new brand that I've never seen before. It's kind of been popping up on my feeds, and I've been seeing them in a lot of videos. As I said, one of them is a micro brand. Today, we have the Zelos. This Zelos is called the Swordfish. They are actually based in Singapore, and they're supposed to come in direct competition with the other micro brands. The fit and finishing on them is supposed to be superb, so let's open it up. You get a steel warranty card here, it looks like. Kind of nice, rose gold. And then the actual watch here. So this is called the Zelos Swordfish Titanium in green, just in time for St. Patrick's Day, which is today. You can see the dial has a sunburst ray effect, and you have the date at the 6 o'clock position. This is supposed to be an automatic movement. It's not quartz, so it's not battery operated. It runs by the wrist movements on a daily basis. I think the power reserve on it is at least 2 days. I'm not 100% sure, but I can get into the specs a little bit later. Looks like the bracelet goes all the way down. It doesn't flare out like on a lot of other watches. This is designed to be a diver's watch. It's very reminiscent of the Submariner, but for a fraction of the price. This is turning the bezel. It's a unidirectional bezel, so it only goes one way. You can see I can't turn it the other way. But it sounds really good, and it looks really good. Let's see if I can open the blinds and get a better daylight photo. Yeah, sunburst. There's a sticker on here, so it's probably even more pronounced when I take that off. Let's take off the current watch I have on right now. This is the Rolex Skydweller, the annual calendar that Rolex made. It's the most advanced. The movement is called the Sorrows movement, and it has individual plots at the end. They're mostly white, but there is one in red that indicates the month. January, February, March. We are in March, and it's the 16th. It also has a GMT function in the middle. Has a 24-hour count, so you can track another time zone and a reference zone. So let's actually put this on my wrist, see what it feels like. Has a double locking mechanism. Has a clasp, and then it looks like a beak and a hook. No, it's not a beak and a hook. It's actually a little protruding point here which locks into the back. There's micro adjustments, but it looks like you'll need a strap tool to adjust that. A strap tool looks like one of these guys, super easy, super tiny. You can just put the prongs at the end and adjust the bar to the position you'd like it in to make that easier. So, on the wrist, it's actually super light, but really nice. I like that their logo is just a simple Z and not anything more or less than that. Sometimes these brands, if the font is off or too big, it doesn't look quite right. I like it. I'll have to test the luminescent features. It looks like there's luminescent features in the dial. At night, obviously I can't do it right now, so I'll do that a little bit later. I like the span of the bracelet. I have a 17 centimeter wrist, but it doesn't feel too big or too small. It's like nicely proportioned. The case design looks like it has some sharp points to it, sharp edges, I should say. and a brushed metallic look throughout the whole case. I have some plastic calipers here so we can measure the actual thickness of the case. So it's coming in about 40.3, 40.4 millimeters. 40.5. And the lug width, or the lug to lug, I should say, 45.7. The actual span of the wrist is 49.5. This is how the bracelet will lay across your wrist. And I quite like it. Pretty nice. The height of the watch is 12.2. So for sake of movement and a new micro brand, this is actually a really stunning piece. It's less than $500, but you get the quality, looks, and feel. Actually, it doesn't feel flimsy, of an even more expensive watch. So would I get it again? Absolutely, maybe in a different color. They have different finish colors. Sometimes it's really hard to get because as soon as they release one, it seems to run out instantly. So if you can get your hands on one, I would definitely recommend it. There's another version called the Swordfish, which is supposed to be the more premium version of this. I looked at the green dial one, but unfortunately it was not available. That would have been my primary choice, but this is a really close second. I really do like how that ratchets in place. Sometimes it's really loose or doesn't have the tactile feel that you would expect or would like. This is great for the price point. All right, so let's move on to the bigger box here. Let's see. It's a box within a box. And bubble wrapped box within a box. There's the opening. All right. Hard time here. And here's the box for the Omega. Let's open it up. Here's the box for the Omega. You have your booklets here on the side. Operating manual. And you get this card holder with the international warranty, master chronometer card, and pictograms of what they actually tested for. So this Omega is actually COSC certified and also METAS certified, which means it's even more accurate. It's two entities that test it, which it designates with a master chronometer certificate. A little bit different from Rolex. Rolex does COSC, and on top of that, they also do their own superlative chronometer certified, which gives them -2 +2 seconds a day. On all of their Rolexes, you'll see superlative chronometer, which indicates that it has been tested outside of the COSC standard. On a lot of them too, they have this word called Oyster Perpetual. Oyster is the actual steel they use. It's their in-house foundry. It's called 904L steel, so you don't have to wash it after going into the ocean. Oftentimes steel will corrode. 904L steel does not do that. You can just get out of the ocean and it won't tarnish. They also use the Rolex combination here, which is 18 karat gold, wherever you see gold, and stainless steel, the 904L steel that they use in-house. So Oyster you can take to the ocean, and the Perpetual is the mechanism inside that charges the battery. It's perpetual because you never need a battery. You instead use your manual winding motion of your wrist to coil a hairspring which will give you the manual movement. So let's open this Omega box here. More bubble wrap. And underneath, looks like there's a tag here. Is this open? A little, I guess, card, felt of some sort. And silicone. And a little pouch. I don't know if I'll end up using this, but this is kind of cool. So what we have here is the Omega Seamaster. It is blue dial with a blue bracelet. I believe they came out with it in 2018. It is the yellow gold version. There is an 18 karat rose gold as well. I believe they call it the Sedna gold, which is a little bit more tint of red to it. I preferred the yellow because it contrasts with the blue better to me. And it comes on this rubber strap. It does not have a deployant clasp like a lot of rubber straps. I'm thinking of the Oyster Flex that's on the Rolex, but this is their own thing. And actually, I went to the AD, the authorized dealer, and they said that they can switch out this clasp with a deployant, but the one that I saw wasn't as finished as I'd like. The one on my Mido, which is owned by the same Swatch company, Swatch Group, had a better buckle, a better deployant strap than the one Omega was offering. So this has a helium escape valve here. I don't think I'll ever use it. The only diving I'll probably ever do is desk diving. Both this Seamaster and this Zelos watch, Swordfish, are both dive watches. I think this one goes up to, 1,000 feet, and this is 660 feet. This is thousands more than this one. So if you're really not going to be diving, this is sufficient enough for you. But I do like the look of the two-tone. It's actually tri-tone. You have a stainless steel here. You have blue and as well the yellow gold. Let's put it on my wrist. Again, my wrist is 17 centimeters. Kind of hard with gloves on, I think. All right, well, I won't put it on, but I'll strap it to my wrist like that. And this is supposed to be a 42 millimeter case with mixed round and rectangle indices, with the exception of the 6 o'clock, which provides the date. It does have a ceramic dial with their waveform pattern they recently brought back. They got rid of it, I believe, in 2012, and in 2018, they decided to bring back the beloved dial. Let's see if we can rotate this bezel. So this bezel is a little bit difficult to rotate here, with gloves on at least. But it is a little bit textured, so maybe when you have your gloves off, you can rotate it a little bit easier. Oh, maybe the sticker. Taking out the sticker would help. So you can hear the ratcheting sound of the bezel. It feels really nice, and it sounds premium. Really, really nice. It is also unidirectional, so you cannot turn it the other way in case you were a diver and didn't want to accidentally turn it. That's what that feature is for. I believe they also changed this feature up here, the helium escape valve. So now it's a conical design. It is a peanut butter, Reese's peanut butter is what Watchbox Review says. And it does kind of look like a Reese's peanut butter cup, 18 karat gold Reese's peanut butter cup. So I unwound the crown and pulled it out to the first position. And last position here, you can set the time. It is now 10:53. Maybe we'll go backwards. Stay there. And then if you move it in one position, you should be able to change the date. Great. So, of the two, I think obviously this one is more premium. It is more expensive, but should be worth every penny I spend on it. It is a coaxial movement from Omega. I think the back has a display view here, display of the movement. Maybe take the sticker off. And you can see the actual caliber inside. It has a rotation here of bidirectional, so you can wind the movement with your wrist in either way, no matter what you're doing. It is tested by metas in 6 different positions, so it keeps time. As you know, or you may know, gravity does affect time to a small amount, as well as magnetism. This is tested by meta standard of 15,000 Gauss, which is the magnetic flux and the measurement they use to make sure it keeps in time around magnets. I mean, also, you could be around an MRI, I think is what someone said at one point, and it won't be affected. Not that I'd take this into an MRI, but that might happen in my field. So I really like it. The strap does feel premium. It does have a 2 linear raised sides to it, just similar to my Mido. Let me see if I can grab that real quick and compare it. So this is my Mido Oceanstar. It has caliber 80, very similar design in terms of bracelet to the other one, and it makes sense because they are actually under the same company, the Swatch Group. I think recently Swatch Group purchased Mido, and so they might share the same design language. The ratcheting feature on this Mido Oceanstar sounds thousands more than the cost of it. It is sub $1,000. You could probably find it around $1,000, and it has a day date complication on it. This is Swiss made, and on the back you can see that it is water resistant of up to 660 feet. Not quite as deep as this one, but 660 feet is the same exact as the Zelos Swordfish. So these two are the same depth you can swim in the ocean, I guess, with, but does not stand up to the water resistance on the Omega Speedmaster 300. It's called 300 because it goes up to 300 meters, but in feet it is 1,000. I actually do like this Mido a lot. I wish it was in solid rose gold. It is just finished. It is PVD plated with rose gold, but it looks to me a lot like the Rolex Yachtmaster. The Yachtmaster in the 40, I believe, goes up to like $40,000. This is 1,000, so you can get 40 of these or 1,000 Yachtmasters and still enjoy it just the same. The Mido also has a deployant class, as I was mentioning, is not available on the standard Omega Speed Seamaster. And the deployant class they offered was not as nice as the Mido. It even has these micro adjustments here where you can extend or decrease the length of your bracelet if you swell on a hot summer day or have too much salt or just feel bloated. You can extend that quite a bit. So these are my first impressions of the two new watches, but I might do a comparison a little bit later on all of them or my whole watch collection. This is my newest purchase. Actually, these two are, but this was my previous purchase recently. And then I'm a sucker for color. I traded Datejust 41 blue dial bezel, fluted bezel and Jubilee for trade-in with a Skydweller. But because I sold my blue dial, I was still craving color, and I got pretty much the primary colors. I even have a red dial, which I might show a little bit later. So I think I didn't get to measure with my plastic calipers the dimensions on here. So it is a 42.5 case diameter. 42.5 case diameter. The thickness is 13.4, and the lug to lug is 48. I don't know, it keeps fluctuating because my angles are off. But around 48. Do like it a lot. On my 17 centimeter wrist, if it's proportionally not oversized, not too small. Of the two, I would definitely buy this again. This, I probably wouldn't buy a second version of it, but with the evolution in 2018, making it look a lot more modern and on a blue strap, I don't think this was a bad purchase. Anyways, thanks for watching my long video, and maybe I'll upload some more.